Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Online here. Welcome back to another video, guys. And guys, today, it is a new year, full of new games and game announcements. And one of the studios that I think will be announcing a new game this year is Suckerpunch. It's been about over 2 years since we heard from the studio. And as you guys know, if you saw my predictions video, I predicted either The Last of Us 2 or Suckerpunch's new game would be announced. And obviously, as you guys know, Last of Us Part 2 was announced, so Suckerpunch wasn't there. So going into 2017, a lot of people have questions on where that studio is headed, and whether it's going to be a sequel to Infamous Second Son, or they're going to be going into a completely new direction with the series, or possibly even a new IP. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, about Suckerpunch's new project and where that studio might be going towards. Now, this is all just my personal opinion, so if you guys want to let me know what your guys' opinion will be, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm going to be using some pretty much common sense and just my thought about what a studio would be doing if they're using all this time. So obviously, when they'll be announcing their game, that is pretty easy. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a safe bet at E3 2017, just in about 6 months from now, pretty much. And yeah, so that's about half a year away. But as for Suckerpunch's game, that is what I wanted to talk about today. A lot of people have different thoughts about this. I've thought of 3 potential ideas that Suckerpunch might be going through right now, and there's even more, but those are pretty much, really, really unlikely that I'm probably not going to even, really dwell on much. But the 3 ideas I have right now is either Suckerpunch is taking a long time because they're going in a new direction with Infamous, because as you guys know, the last game that they produced was Infamous Second Son, and technically if you want to count the DLC, it's Infamous First Light with Fetch. But that is over 2 years since the studio came out, and as you guys know, between Infamous 2 and Infamous Second Son, it didn't take nearly that long, because as you guys know, when you're creating a sequel, you already have most of the assets right there. So, creating a new sequel of a game that you've already done for now it's 3 games, it's not going to take that long for Suckerpunch to cook up something special. And honestly, I think I can completely rule out that they're not making a new Infamous game as a traditional new Infamous game. To me, there's only really 2 options available, and that is either they're working on a completely new IP, or they're working on a new Infamous game which will be set in a completely new direction, and that's why it's taken so long. Now, personally, what I hope that they're doing, I hope they're making a new Infamous game. As you guys know, Infamous Second Son wasn't the best. I personally believe that Infamous was my favorite. I just like the original more. Infamous 2 was really, really good. I probably prefer that over Second Son. I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. For those of you that have played Infamous Second Son, you guys know that Delsin and, his whole adventure probably wasn't nearly as cool as Cole's was, and that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, so going into the next Infamous game, if they were to create one, it would be probably following Delsin's story again, and obviously 2.5 years wouldn't take that long to create a sequel on a game that you already have its character pretty much thought of, and you already have, pretty much the universe around it. So if it is going to be a new Infamous game, I'm expecting that Suckerpunch is going to go in a new direction, which honestly is really exciting to me. But going towards the more likely side, there's to talk about a new IP. Now, as a new IP, what that would be, nobody really knows. I mean, when you're predicting new IPs, nobody really knows, besides probably the genre will probably stick to a third person, kind of like action open world. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Suckerpunch is probably going to go for another open world game. There's been talk about linear, and while I would like linear, we have games that are pretty linear coming out in the future, like God of War, and well, actually, we don't have many linear games coming in the future. A lot of them are open world. Yeah, God of War is just probably one of the only linear games I could think of, because Days Gone is going to be open world, Horizon's going to be open world, so that'd be kind of weird to have a lot of open world games. So maybe they could be going in a linear direction. I just thought of that right now. That is true, yeah. But honestly, I see them going towards a new IP, because honestly, a lot of Sony studios right now are going towards new directions, because you see Guerrilla going with Horizon, you see Sony Santa Monica going with God of War 4, and you also see Sony Bend going for those Days Gone approach, and yeah, a lot of these games are going to be like new IPs / new directions that they're taking with their studios. And then that's why I think that Suckerpunch will also go with that new direction as well. Now, honestly, with all these new approaches from different studios, it'd be nice to see a familiar face again. So I'm kind of hoping in the back of my mind, that Suckerpunch is staying true to the Infamous roots, because honestly, we're seeing a lot of new titles coming out for Sony that are new IPs, new directions with the story. It'd be nice to see a familiar face still there, with Suckerpunch's Infamous series. But yeah, if I would have to say the probability, I'd probably say it's a 60-40. Well, I'd say 65-35, 65 going towards new IP. And that's just because I think that with all this time that they're going on, with the new approaches from all the other Sony studios, I think that Suckerpunch will follow through, and they're going to be going with the new direction as well. But for me personally, I really prefer if they stick to the Infamous franchise and end it on a high note. Infamous Second Son wasn't really the close-off that we really wanted, and it kind of opened up to a possible sequel. Now, it'd be more likely that they follow Delsin's story, and honestly, I don't see 2 years plus, working on the same assets that you kind of had before. But yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. Suckerpunch is probably the studio I'm looking for the most. That and Ready at Dawn, and seeing what they're going to do after Order 1886, which would also be pretty cool, because maybe that will be announced in a year or so. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think Suckerpunch is working on? Do you think they're going to be going in a new direction? Do you think they're going to be working on a new IP? Do you think they're just going to be doing the stand old, infamous game, but they're going to go bigger this time? Who knows, who knows, who knows? All will be revealed probably E3 2017. So that's what I think Suckerpunch is doing right now. I think they're going to be making a new IP probably, but, in the back of my mind, I'm still holding out for that, new infamous sequel. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I've been Online, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.